Shalom. I'd like to start out by giving all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of Israel. This is Thamayim in Atlanta, and I've got this Forbes article that's pulled up. It's going into a tweet that Elon Musk sent out a little over a week ago, and he was comparing this empire that we're in, or Western civilization, in the U.S. to the Roman Empire in its fall. So, getting into the article, it says Elon Musk compares modern civilization to late stage empire. It says Elon Musk, the wealthiest man in the world, compared modern civilization to the Roman Empire on X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, early Monday, and Musk used a meme to articulate the idea, of course. It says, anyone feeling late stage empire vibes, Musk tweeted. Musk also shared an illustration of a Roman soldier with the caption, watching the Roman Empire collapse again, but with Wi-Fi and memes this time. And there's the little illustration. And they're making jest of it right now, but their empire is falling. Their kingdom is falling. And this is, as Elon Musk was saying, this is actually the reiteration or the revision of the Roman Empire. In the scriptures, it speaks of the beast whose deadly wound was healed, and that beast being Rome. And little over 500 years ago, it was rebuilt back up with Columbus sailing the ocean blue and the U.S. being set up, as well as the European countries being set up, all through the Edomites. And Esau ruled Rome originally, just as they rule this reiteration of Rome, or the beast, and the beast being made up of NATO and the EU, with America guiding it and steering it. And really the rest of this article just goes into Elon Musk, but I thought that was heavy what he said, late Roman Empire vibes, because we're watching America in the West fall, just as Rome was watched to burn and fall. But let's go into another article. Not this one. This one. And it's going into the reasons for the fall of Rome. And this is from thoughtco.com. And the number one reason, Christianity. It says, when the Roman Empire started, there was no such religion as Christianity. Although by the time of the second emperor, Yahushua had been executed for treasonous behavior. It took his followers a few centuries to gain enough clout that they were able to win over imperial support. And this came in the early 4th century with Constantine, who was actively involved in Christian policy making. Over time, church leaders became influential and took power away from the emperor. For example, the threat of withholding the sacraments compelled Emperor Theodosius to do the penance Bishop Ambrose required. Since Roman civic and religious life were the same, priestesses controlled the fortune of Rome. Prophetic books told leaders what they needed to win wars. Emperors were deified. Christian religious beliefs and allegiances conflicted with the working of empire. And so, just like Rome fell with the bringing in of Christianity, especially through Constantine. And Constantine had the Council of Nicaea, in which they melded pagan beliefs with the true beliefs of the scriptures. And so right now you have this basically a form of Christianity, which is really pagan. That's why they celebrate Christmas and Easter and have all these pagan beliefs. They believe in hell, even though the Bible speaks to reincarnation or regeneration. And even with the reincarnation or regeneration, that's how the Roman Empire exists all over again, because it's just regenerated. Thoughts, ideas, philosophies, institutions, and people are all reincarnated. And we'll get into those scriptures, Lord willing, in a little bit. But just like with the Roman Empire, Christianity was one of the reasons for it falling. And really, it's all prophecy. This place had to fall, or Rome had to fall, so that there could be a revision of the Roman Empire and for the Israelites to lose their heritage and go serve out captivity, which is, it's all prophetic. But Rome had to fall, and the reason for it was Christianity. And in this revised Roman Empire, the truth that was brought to us by our apostles and elders of the Great Millstone, this is one of the reasons that America is now falling, because the truth of this place is coming out. And so those go hand in hand. It's going to have the same reasons for falling, except this time it's going to be through nuclear war, and it will completely take out this empire. And the Edomites, the self-proclaimed white people, will never have rulership ever again, because they are the wicked, and the Lord's coming to put away wickedness and evil. The barbarians and vandals, and you've seen the immigrants coming up recently, the military-aged males that are coming in. This is very similar to Rome and Rome falling. Barbarians and vandals. Decay, and it's going into moral decay, and you can see that all throughout Western society with its pushing of alphabet associations and pushing of feminism, pushing of everything debaucherous, and these things eat away at a society. It allows it to decay. Number 4 is inflation, and everyone should be first in inflation, because you're seeing it with the milk and egg prices and everything going up. It's not prices going up, in which they are going up, but it's really the value of the dollar that is dropping. And in Rome, they mix the denarius with fewer precious metals, or they mixed in lesser metals, which led to the inflation, and people were working and receiving lesser value for it. Same thing is happening here in America with the inflation, and it's happening in the West in general. Number 5 is lead, and they had lead pipes to give them their drinking water, and it led to people going crazy and poisoning of them, in which today we have fluoride and all sorts of poisons in our water and our food and the air, because Esau is a destroyer, and everything he touches he destroys. He makes it look like it's a good thing. Like with the fluoride, they said it was going to help your teeth, but in fact it makes people more docile, and it's a poison. Economic is number 6, and they almost just shut down the government this past weekend, and they extended it for 45 days, but this economy is going to catch up to America and to the West. Division of the empire. And there is, even in the prophecies, I think it's Daniel 2nd chapter, where Nebuchadnezzar had a dream, and he sees the head of gold, the chest of silver, the groin of bronze, the legs of iron, and the feet of miry clay and iron. That's showing division, and those feet are the showing the Roman Empire coming back again, because it shows iron. Again, the legs were of iron, and this had the feet with miry clay and iron, showing some nations to be strong and some to be weak. And you can see the weakness within the pigs nations: Portugal, Italy, Ireland, Greece, and Spain. And you could see that division there. So that was prophesied. And Yahushua himself said, if Satan turns against Satan or casts out Satan, how then can his kingdom stand? And so we see the division already. I'd say it's the most division I've ever seen between Republicans and Democrats, or left and right. You're seeing division between the different nations that are here and different races. You're seeing even division between male and female with these gender wars. There's complete division. And so how can Satan's kingdom, which that's where we are, in Satan's kingdom, in Satan's rulership, which he does through the Edomites, we're seeing it being divided and brought down. Hoarding and deficit. And right now, most of a huge reason for why things are so out of place is just greed. Esau being too greedy and overtaxing, overtaking, and this place is just not going to keep on being able to go. And so we've got that. Let's just get into the scriptures, because this is the revision of the Roman Empire. And Elon Musk, he might not completely understand it, but it's true. This book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. And this goes for empires, it goes for people, because people are there's no such thing as hell, as the church would like to have you think. We're just reincarnated. We die, we go up to heaven, we receive our judgment, or we're told of our judgment from the Most High, and then sent down back to earth for that judgment to play out. And so there is no new thing under the sun. And that goes with countries and institutions, with philosophies. Feminism's an old idea, but it has been brought back, and we're seeing the fruits of its wickedness. So we're going to go to Daniel chapter 7 and verse 7. It says, after this I saw in the night visions, because Daniel's having a dream of the beast that would control the earth until Yahushua returns and sets up himself and his people over the entire earth. And so it's showing the different kingdoms that would exist. It started with the Babylonians, onto the Medo-Persians, and then to the Greeks. And right here it's speaking of the Romans in verse 7. It says, after this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, that being the Romans, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. And iron is one of the reasons that Rome was able to do as well as it did militarily, because it had iron weaponry. So it devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and that being the other beasts as well as the Israelites. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, because it had a senate, and it had 10 horns, those being the vassal states. It said, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots, and that being America is the little horn. These 3 that were plucked up being the British, the Spanish, and the French. And if you look or know anything about American history, you understand that those were the main colonizers of the New World. And that's why you still have Spanish names here and there, or French names. You've got a French Quarter in New Orleans. You've got Spanish names all throughout Florida. I think even during the Monroe Purchase that it was purchased from the French. And also with British and English, that being mostly up there in or you've got New England and you have New York, and just reiterating that America was born through those three nations, three countries colonizing this place, and then eventually America overcame those places. There is the Revolutionary War, there is the Spanish-American War, and there were various wars with the French. So they overcame those countries. And it says, and behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. That pomp, that pride that Americans have. It says, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. And who has woolly hair? So-called Negroes, who are of the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. But basically it's showing the Most High is what would be considered a Negro, and the end of these heathen nations ruling the earth would come through this last beast, which is America, NATO, the EU. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. And so we're in the end of the world, or the end of Esau's world, the end of Esau having any power within this earth. Revelation 13 and verse 11 is showing that beast, that little horn that popped up, was really the Roman Empire, or is really the revision of the Roman Empire. So Revelation 13 and 11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. That being being America, and it always has, or that being NATO and the EU, basically Esau's power structure. And they have their democracies in which they'll have two different sides. In Rome, it was the plebeians and the patricians. And then here in America, you've got the Democrats and the Republicans. And so they play both sides, but really they're all one team working together to push their agendas. And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him. That first beast before him being the Romans, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And so the Roman Empire fell, but Esau came back into power during the Renaissance and formed another power structure. But this time, the Most High is going to take it out, and it will never, ever live again. 2nd Esdras chapter 11, and all the way at the bottom, we're going to start at 38. It says, Hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee. And so these are the words of the Most High coming out. And it says, Art not thou it that remainest of the four beasts whom I made to reign in my world? It says, speaking to the Roman Empire, but as we know, there's a revision of the Roman Empire, so now it's speaking to this revised Roman Empire, the NATO and the EU, which is ran through the Edomites. It says that the end of their times might come through them, through the Romans. It says, and the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past. So the Babylonians, the Medo-Persians, the Greeks, and now we're at Rome, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. These lies, because they rule in lies and secrecy. It says, for the earth hast thou not judged with truth. And they have the Bible, but they make laws and their constitution. And it all actually goes against the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. And they've also covered over the judges and placed up themselves as gods themselves. It says, for thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, that being the Israelites. They've touched the apple of the Lord's eye. Thou hast loved liars, and in China, just the other day, called America an empire of lies. It says, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and hast cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. And they did that from the get-go, coming over here to the Americas and meeting the Northern Kingdom, the so-called Native Americans and the Latinos. They met them, they tried to help them get on their feet, but Esau slayed them and took their land and resources. It says, and hast cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. It says, therefore is thy wrongful dealing come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The highest also hath looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. And that's looking on the Edomites and seeing what they've been doing, how they've been running and managing the earth, how they've been ruling in lies, how they've been running around the earth, stealing resources and undermining other nations, and setting up puppet governments or puppet leaders so that they would have a say, pushing their strange philosophies such as the alphabet agenda, as well as feminism and their supremacy doctrines and their false version of Christianity. They've sent that all around the world, and these things are wicked, and some of them are blasphemous. And the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, can't stand for that. It was always going to fall because it was always wicked. It says, and therefore appear no more, thou eagle. Eagle throughout the scriptures is a code word for Esau Edom. And you could look at the different rulerships and you'll see that Esau likes to have the emblem of the eagle. Here in America, the national bird is the bald eagle. Rome's national bird was the eagle. Germany has the eagle, and plenty of other European countries sit under the eagle. It says, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body. So the Most High is going to absolutely destroy the Edomites, and he's going to destroy their empire, which America will be nuked, and nobody will dwell here ever again. It's going to be the forbidden zone, just like in Planet of the Apes. It's going to be an example of where wickedness once dwelt, and of what can happen to you if you go down that same path. And so it'll be here forever as a great example. It says, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body. And Esau as well will be done away with. According to Obadiah 1 and verse 18, they're going to be genocided after they serve out 1,000 years of slavery. It says that all the earth may be refreshed. And that's what we're waiting for, a new heavens and a new earth. We're waiting for the second death to come and wipe out all this stuff and then clean up the earth and have everything put in order under Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and may return being delivered from thy violence, because they're violent people. Their blessing is the sword. And it says, and that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her. That going into the Israelites, because we're the ones who will receive mercy, and that being Lord willing, if we're of the elect. But the Israelites will receive mercy, and the Edomites will receive judgment, will receive destruction, will never have power again. And so I thought that article was interesting with the Elon Musk talking about late Roman Empire vibes, and that's exactly what you're seeing. You're seeing it collapse in a very similar way. And so, Lord willing, that was edifying. I'd like to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, and Shalom to the elect of Israel. Shalom.